Hello, everyone, at this year's 2018 Information Systems Education Conference in San Antonio, Texas. My name is Jason James, and I'm Assistant Professor of Cybersecurity at Sullivan University. And on behalf of myself and my co-author, Connie Justice, Professor at IUPUI, we're truly honored to be awarded as runner-up in this year's Best Paper Award. Although we aren't able to make it this year to the conference, we would like to present our paper to you at this time. So, multi-factor authentication using Duo. Universities eliminating password authentication and deterring cyber criminal phishing. Privacy, it's a concern on everyone's mind every day in today's digital world. Recent massive spike in sophisticated and successful phishing attacks is prompting many universities to rethink authentication. Passwords, unfortunately, aren't as secure as they used to be. Passwords are becoming a thing of the past, as obsolete as the floppy disk or the dial-up modem. The cyber war has moved on, and so should colleges and universities, and do it quickly. Many universities, as of recent, are speeding up timetables for deploying mandatory multi-factor, or sometimes called two-factor authentication. This article describes several universities that accelerated plans to require MFA after witnessing nearly twice as many phishing victims in the first 2.5 months of 2017 than it saw in all of 2015. Phishing is a cybercrime in which a target or targets are contacted by email, telephone, or text message by someone posing as a legitimate institution to lure individuals into providing sensitive data such as personally identified information, banking and credit card details, and passwords. Phished information can be used for credit fraud, identity theft, and financial loss. How multi-factor authentication works. Multi-factor authentication is slowly replacing password authentication. It is one of the best things businesses, universities, and individuals can do to make sure their accounts don't get hacked. So adopting mandatory MFA can protect against cyber attacks because it increases the degree of difficulty for attackers. Requirements can include 2 or more types of factors, including something you know, something you have, and something you are. In most cases, it's simply a numeric code of a few digits that's sent by SMS text message to your phone. Another way is a specialized app on a phone called Authenticator, which will do the same job and generate one-time passwords every 60 seconds. Rotating a set of codes you can use whenever needed, and it doesn't require a connection. The arguable leader in this area is Google Authenticator. It's a lot more secure than the password and keeps unwanted snoopers out of your online accounts. If two-factor authentication sounds like it's a pain, well, it is. Turning on this feature is really an easy way to make life harder for yourself, as you'll need to spend extra time to prove your identity every time you log into a protected account from a new piece of hardware. Nonetheless, this level of authentication makes it much harder for attackers to seize control of your accounts. Getting started also requires a little legwork on your part. Most major sites and services offer two-factor authentication as an optional security feature, so you need to log into your various accounts and dig around in security settings to find it. Remember, as you panic over all this, being secure isn't easy, but that's exactly what the bad guys count on, that you'll be lax in protecting yourself and your privacy. While implementing MFA on your accounts will mean it takes a little longer to log in each time, it's worth it in the long run to avoid some serious theft, be it of your identity, your data, or your money. So tools for multi-factor authentication. First, 2 locks are better. The majority of people think multi-authentication is sending a one-time password as a text message and is one of the most common methods of MFA. MFA is like a door with 2 padlocks. One of them is traditional login password combination, and the second could be anything else. Passwords sent by SMS are a logical and relatively reliable way of authenticating. Next, ID on a smartphone. Unlike SMS, this method of authentication functions offline. A one-time password is generated not on a server but on a smartphone. Many authentication apps are available, such as Google and Microsoft, which are common in education. A more comprehensive app, Twilio Authy, is similar to Google, but has a couple of useful options. It allows you to store certificates in the cloud and copy them out of devices. Even in case your device is being stolen, you still have control over your account, and the app requires a PIN every time it's launched, and the key can be revoked if your device is compromised. Plus, it's easier to use than Google Authenticator. SMS, Google, and Microsoft Authenticator and Twilio Authy are great, but the app most preferred by college universities now is Duo. Duo is a multi-factor authentication tool that provides policy control over the security hygiene of every device, a secure single sign-on experience for every user, support for cloud and on-premise application, and many other options. One key to rule them all. Some experts say that the aforementioned solutions have one big flaw. When using the same device to log in and receive SMS with one-time passwords or deploy an app-generated MFA keys, the protection may not be reliable. In that case, a higher level of protection is provided by hardware tokens. Hardware tokens, in this example, as you'll see later, RSA Secure ID is the one we discuss later. Varying shapes and form factors could be used as USB tokens, smart cards, or offline tokens with a digital display. They do not depend on network coverage or a phone and do what they're designed for, authentication. However, they are purchased separately, and some people find it hard not to lose one of these tiny devices. Although hardware keys are the best solution for the most security, it's not cost beneficial to provide such devices. They cost anywhere from $25 to $100 per user and last only 2-3 years. Plus, they're frequently lost and new ones need to be purchased. Plus, keep in mind that many large universities have 50,000 students, not including staff and faculty. Thus, it's not really an option for them. According to 2015 Verizon data breach report, 95% of data breaches involve compromised end-user credentials, and two-factor authentication is one security solution that can mitigate the risk of a data breach. However, as technology has evolved over time, traditional two-factor solutions have not. In addition to colleges and universities deploying Duo two-factor, many large enterprises are switching from RSA Secure ID to Duo because it's much easier to use and lower total cost of ownership. Since technology has evolved, traditional two-factor solutions such as RSA Secure ID have not evolved. Many believe is outdated. Since technology has evolved over the past 20-30 years, so has new security threats. The new technology two-factor solution that's more relevant is Duo's lightweight cloud-based two-factor solution, which is designed to protect against threats in the modern era while eliminating costs and providing greater security value. Since technology has evolved over the past 30 years, so has new security threats. A lower total cost of ownership. Duo's TCO is nearly 60% lower than that of RSA's. As you can see here, the RSA total cost of ownership for initial deployment and ongoing maintenance is much higher than Duo. Colleges and universities do not need to worry about hardware, software, high availability, or backup costs, token-related expenses, or data center maintenance. As a cloud-based solution, Duo covers hosting costs and saves you help desk, training, and productivity time, and transparent pricing means no hidden costs or creep-up fees. RSA's token-based Secure ID requires a lot of overhead, from buying and licensing tokens for each user to exorbitant shipping costs and hit your productivity and user training and help desk. All these costs add up and can add up even further if you're using RSA Secure ID. While Duo's phone-based authentication method, users can effectively eliminate any token support costs and cut down on the time it takes to authenticate. It's also easier for end users. Duo knows usability is key to security, and they make it easy for users to log in quickly and securely with a free mobile app, letting them verify their identities by approving a push notification. Users only have to download Duo's free mobile app and quickly self-enroll in a few easy steps. Duo also supports devices and functionality, including Apple Touch ID and Apple Watch, so users can use any of their devices to authenticate. It's also easy to administer. Duo offers the fastest enterprise-scale deployment of two-factor authentication. In fact, in a real case study of a large tech company with 15,000 end users, they replaced their RSA partial deployment with Duo solution in just 2 days, integrating with 12 different applications. Duo provides a self-service model without any overhead, and they roll out automatic software updates on a 2-week cycle, requiring no support from the client. It's also better security. Users get complete protection with Duo's trusted access platform because evolving security threats require more than just two-factor authentication. Colleges and universities are turning to Duo because it does more than just two-factor authentication, offering more security value and providing endpoint security and visibility. So the point of this paper is 3 case studies for university phishing scams. We're going to talk about 3 right now. First off, Indiana University. For Indiana University, the possibility of cyber attack became a reality. On April 30th, 2016, Indiana University employees received the first of several phishing messages titled Message from IU Staff Portal. For 54 days, IU staff threw everything they had to phish. Every time IU blocked a message, cyber criminals would adapt their website and IP address the phishing was linked to. Hundreds of IU employees continue on knowingly give their passwords to cyber criminals. June 23, 2016 marked a turning point in IU history in their fight to fight cybercrime. Brad Wheeler, Vice President for Information Technology and CIO, decided to trade off convenience for risk mitigation, halted access to the employee center on one IU. And since the implementation of Duo, IU has not detected a single instance of unauthorized access to IU system account and two-step logins. Bowling Green State University. They plan to make a MFA mandatory for access to the school's portal in summer 2017. However, a surge in successful phishing attacks resulted in several students having bank accounts and W-2 tax forms siphoned. Therefore, they implemented MFA using Duo protection in March 2017. Matt Haschak, Director of IT Security Infrastructure at Bowling Green State University, said the number of compromised accounts detected at Bowling Green State University rose to 250 in calendar year 2015 to 1,000 in 2016 and approximately 400 just in the first 75 days of 2017. If something did not change, the phishers were on track to steal credentials from nearly 10% of the entire Bowling Green State University student body by the end of 2017. In February 2016, an especially tricky phishing scam fooled several students who were also employed at the university. Plus many other scams where the phishers would change the routing number for a bank account tied for a portal user and then cancel the students' classes near the beginning of the semester, thus kicking off a fraudulent refund. While Bowling Green State University sends an email each time account information is changed, the thieves also have been phishing faculty and staff email accounts, which allowed the crooks to delete notification emails. Ultimately, Bowling Green State University opted to roll out Duo for its portal and in a second stage for university email, mainly because of its logistics and support issues involved, but also because they wanted to focus on protecting PII in Bowling Green State University portal as quickly as possible. MFA is a great way to dramatically improve the security of online accounts, such as a bank, a file sharing device, or your email. The idea is that even if thieves manage to snag your username and password through phishing or via password stealing malware, they still need to access that second factor to successfully impersonate you to the system. Michigan University. In 2013, University of Michigan experienced a newly sophisticated type of attack, an email scam attempted to get employees' passwords, gain access to their personal information, and redirect their direct deposits. The University of Michigan is no stranger to phishing attempts. Employees receive several phishing attempts each year in which scammers impersonate an institution, in this case, the University of Michigan, in an effort to get victims to offer up sensitive information. In fact, in 2013 alone, U of M had recorded 6 wide-scale phishing attempts and more than 60 since January of that same year. These are just an example of 3 universities that have adopted Duo security to protect sensitive data and attempt to deter phishing attacks that have become all too common in the higher education environment. Many more colleges and universities have adopted Duo, and the number continue to grow as phishing attempts continue at an alarming rate in higher education institutions. Colleges and universities need to be vigilant and practice good cybersecurity hygiene. Security updates should be installed as soon as they are available, as attacks delivered by phishing campaigns can specifically target out-of-date systems or unpatched software. Education is vital, so keeping faculty, staff, and students updated on the risks that phishing can pose, advising them not to click on any links or attachment that looks suspicious. Higher education focuses on freedom of information and openness of ideas. Staff, faculty, and student portals allow for convenient remote access from anywhere, anytime, and along with decentralization of IT and faculty, security can be extremely challenging to achieve. Duo security is the perfect solution to the dynamic and unique nature of these environments and helped over 300 educational institutions with providing seamless and secure access to the resources and applications needed to empower learning and to keep colleges and universities secure and identities and sensitive information safe and secure. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions about our presentation, my email address is on the presentation and on the paper. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the conference.